I'll tell you a story about attitude. But I did this funeral with Elvis, and none of y'all in here have had this great privilege like I've had. I did a funeral with Elvis, and these were poor people, so they knew this guy. And I won't use his real name because it's just not fair. But he was an Elvis impersonator, and years ago. He had even played Vegas a little bit. He had made a little bit of money, and now he's retired. But they call him out of retirement to come do the funeral with Chuck Hiddle. Oh, it was awesome. So we're in this little bitty place. It's about as big as this right here. And the pulpit of this place is it's this far from the front row right there. You come in the door right there, and there's a little pew back here that's supposed to be big enough for a couple of people to sit in. Well, I was already taking up 3/4 of it when he tried to sit down. And this dude was this big around. I mean, he was Elvis on steroids. And and I shouldn't poke fun at that. But he had the suit and the leather and the sparkles and the whole deal. And when he got up to do the funeral, when he got up to speak, when it was his turn, he did the obligatory thing. I'm gonna let you guess. What is the first thing he said when I introduced him? What did he say when he... And I went, oh my God! And I looked back at Brenda, and she's reading the obituary. Don't look up. Don't make eye contact. Don't look. First thing he says, thank you very much. I want to appreciate Chuck for inviting me to headline this funeral. Is what he said. And I was like, oh my Lord. Well, he had told me earlier, brother, I got a cold, and I'm going to lip sync. Well, you got to understand. The podium is here with the microphone, and the speaker that the music comes out of is over here. Right? And does he put in his own album? No, he puts in Elvis' album. And so all the people right here are, being nice and looking up, and the wise men say comes out down there. He's down here. And he's rocking, And everybody down here starts going... So we're sitting, and the freakiest part about the whole deal is when he comes in, everybody's calling him Elvis in his entourage. And everybody in the entourage that's running around, Elvis, can I get you this? Elvis, can I get you that? He's calling them by Elvis's real entourage, people's names, the names of the people in Elvis's real entourage. He's chosen those people, and he's calling them by those names. And I'm sitting over there going, what in the world is going on? It was crazy. So after the funeral's over, and people are trying not to laugh and everything, they go, okay, everybody's invited to a houseboat out at Louisville Lake where we're going to spread the ashes over the lake and we're going to release the doves. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what is white doves, and we're going to sprinkle these sparkly ashes out over the surface of the water and everything. Well, I get out there, and they've borrowed this houseboat, and everybody that was here in this thing shows up for the thing, and we all get on this houseboat, and it is not worthy of half of us being on there. I'm telling you, this is a rickety thing, and I'm scared, and we're like, we're going to be out on the lake for 3 or 4 hours. I hope that's okay, and we want you to go. And I'm like, okay, So Elvis sits down in the middle of the thing, give me a bologna sandwich, give me a nanner sandwich, give me a Dr. Pepper, give me a whatever it was, I know, and everybody's jumping and running and everything. And so we go back there, and they're going to release the doves, and they're not a white dove, nothing in there. It's like pigeons and I don't know. It looked like they captured sparrows and stuff out of their backyard, and crows and stuff like that. So all those things fly out, and we're like, yeah, that's great. Mama takes the top off of the urn, and she's going to throw the ashes out. Well, all ashes come in a bag. So the bag goes plop out in the water out there. And she's like, somebody jump in and get Jimmy, It was just bad. But the whole time, and everybody's like, jump in, we got our suits on, I don't know. So, but we got Jimmy. We raked him back in and spread him, It was okay. It was okay. But what was so weird about it is I sat and watched this dude sit in the middle of every room that he was in, the houseboat included. Give me a this, give me a that. What do you need, E? What do you need, Elvis? What do you need? And people were running, and it was because of his attitude. And I hate to admit this part. I probably shouldn't tell you this part. He goes, Pastor, get me one of those sandwiches and a Dr. Pepper. And I looked around, made sure there wasn't very many people around. I said, get up and get it yourself, fat boy. Because I'm thinking, you're telling everybody what to do, but you ain't telling this guy what to do. You know? And he looked at me like, what? I'm Elvis. What are you talking about? So, but here's what we do, y'all. We let somebody exude an attitude, and we'll do things like, I don't know, somebody sounds like they really know what they're talking about. They'll say, the Bible's been translated so many times that you can't trust what it says. I hear that all the time, and I'll say, who told you that? Well, a friend of mine told me that studies the Bible all the time. He told me that you can't trust it anymore. It's been translated. And I was, really? Really? Come on. I mean, can he prove that statement? Because I can prove that it's been translated and it's been kept and it's perfect. I can prove it. I can prove it. Can he prove it? And they'll say, well, gosh, I don't know. I said, ask him. And they've never come back and said, well, he says he can prove that it's been translated. Because that's a statement that's made because you heard somebody else say it. But we give our, our power over to people all the time because of their attitude. They say they know, and we assume that they know.